This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to another video in the Clone Wars recap and review. This week I'm going over the episode of Friend in Need, and I will not have an episode in this next week because I'm going to be doing the final touches on a large assignment, so I don't want to be doing any big videos towards the end of the week. So the next one, which will be about the Obi-Wan Undercover arc, will be in 2 weeks. Peace talks are finally being held between the Republic and the Confederacy of Independent Systems. With it, they are meeting on the neutral ground of Mandalore, and during the meeting, Lux Panteri comes in and accuses the Separatists of killing his mother, and with this, Separatist forces take him in and say that this is a Separatist matter and they do not need to be concerned with it. Ahsoka goes to Padme and tells her that she's going to follow Lux because he is likely going to be executed. And on the Separatist ship, Lux is brought before Dooku, and both begin to get into an argument. But Lux also uses a small device that begins to trace Dooku's true transmission point of origin. And with it, Ahsoka comes in and rescues Lux from the commando droids who are told to execute him by Dooku. And a fight ensues between them where Ahsoka and Lux go and get onto a Republic ship and take off. Ahsoka is contacted by Anakin, who asks her what's going on. She gives a brief explanation of everything, and before she could go and do anything else, Lux uses a taser on her, knocking her out, and later she awakes and goes out to meet Lux, not being able to find her lightsabers initially and asking R2 to look for him. They are on the planet of Karlak, and Ahsoka asks Lux what's he doing, and he said he's meeting up with some freedom fighters that want to take down Dooku as much as he does. Ahsoka quickly realizes that it's the Death Watch, and one of their leaders, Bo-Katan, comes up to meet with Lux, who tells her that he has the location of Dooku. She brings Lux with her and forces both Ahsoka and R2 to come along. At the base, they see the Death Watch troops going and firing upon many droids, taking them out mercilessly, and they tell R2 to go and fix them up. And with this, Ahsoka is with Lux and has to act as his betrothed, with Lux going and kissing her to cause a distraction, since he knows that if anything goes wrong, he could die, and they can't know Ahsoka is a Jedi. Meeting with Pre Vizsla, Lux gives him the coordinates, and Deathwatch goes to prepare an attack. Back inside the tent, R2 goes and begins to work on repairing the droids, and Ahsoka is put into another tent where many women captured from a nearby village are held prisoner. Ahsoka goes and asks them what's going on, and they explain that they have a very trusting people, and the Death Watch is taking advantage of that. Ahsoka goes and comforts them and begins to think of ways to help them as they are forced to go prepare dinner for the Death Watch. And in another tent, the leader goes up to Pre Vizsla and Lux and tells them to release their people and to leave the planet. Pre Vizsla goes and says that he will do it and will go drop off their people in the morning. Lux takes this as a good sign that the Death Watch are honorable people, and they go the next morning where Pre Vizsla goes and kills the daughter of the village chief, and this terrifies Lux. Ahsoka goes and begins to fight against the Death Watch members, trying to defend the villagers, but with it she is overrun and taken prisoner and brought back to the camp. Pre Vizsla is furious at Lux, and Lux realizes that Ahsoka was right that the Death Watch are not good people. And with this, R2 is also going to prefer to make a distraction with the droids he repaired, and manages to cause one, getting Ahsoka her lightsabers, who begins to duel Pre Vizsla. With it, they go, and Ahsoka is forced to retreat, with Lux being overrun by Death Watch forces. They manage to get onto a speeder heading back to their ship, where Ahsoka battles with Bo-Katan, and on the speeder they manage to get her off and get to the ship, where they're able to board and escape. And with it, Ahsoka continues to talk to Anakin, saying that he can come to Coruscant and they'll figure everything out after that. But Ahsoka realizes that an alert is going off and goes down to see that Lux is leaving the ship in a small escape vessel, telling her that he has to go and figure things out on his own, leaving Ahsoka behind. And yeah, this is both a really good episode and the last easy one I'm going to get. I think one small one that might be that's connected to the other ones and could be part of an arc. I and is basically only separated by the events happening basically right after each other. The only thing different is that it changes the year, so that's the only reason I have it separated, since one of the episodes in this arc basically takes place right before a year ends, and the next one starts at the beginning of year three. But yeah, that's just really the only reason, and this is the last easy one I'm gonna have basically for a while, since I already didn't have too much time to record today, and I was afraid I would have to push the series back 3 weeks instead of 2 weeks, but I was so lucky that I had a short arc being a single episode. And I'm just defaulting to arc because that's where I am in Clone Wars, where this is the last real individual episode that isn't directly related to other episodes. And I just really enjoy the episode here. They did a really great job just with the story, and this just shows how brutal Death Watch was. It puts Bo-Katan's first appearance, where she's just evil in this. She eventually does become a better person, but this is an essential episode to understanding her, and that the one where she turns against Maul are probably the two most important ones to start understanding her arc. And then I'd say after that, it's probably Siege of Mandalore, at least the first two episodes, and then her appearance in Rebels, and then of course you could go to everything with the Mandalorian, which the majority of people have watched. But yeah, I still really enjoyed this episode. I think it's good, and it's basically on the level of the episode I went over last week. And going into my ranking, I decided to give this a score of 89.8. I feel like it's just under the score of 90, which would basically be an A, but I still really enjoyed it. But please let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.